Climate change catastrophism. It's become a major part of our public discourse and the political activism in our streets. And a new report from Americans for Public Trust shows that it's all part of a foreign influence scheme. Just under $2 billion given to various causes over the last decade from just 5 different foreign charities. Here with us now, the Executive Director of Americans for the Public Trust, Sutherland, to discuss. Caitlin, thank you very much. Talk to us about the foreign financing that you uncovered of this supposedly grassroots movement here.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for having me on. Our report lays out that just 5 foreign charities have quietly funneled almost $2 billion into U.S. political groups, causes, the nonprofit sector, and it's financing some pretty outrageous things like climate litigation and research, all to advance a foreign activist agenda.
So are these tied to other left-wing donors who may also be connected to other activism like pro-open borders and pro-Palestinian groups? Is there any kind of nexus, or are these groups solely focused on climate disruption within our politics?
We certainly see a lot of overlapping between the left-wing dark money groups based in America, but also these foreign charities. They definitely seem to have a common goal, and that is to erode our democracy and to push extremist views in America. What makes this difference is that it's paid for by foreign money. So we have foreign money coming in to advance an extreme green energy agenda, but they're also financing protests. They're also financing litigation against the oil and gas industry. They're financing research at colleges and universities, all under the guise of climate change. As we've seen from these outside activist groups, that can mean a lot. And what it doesn't mean anymore is keeping our oceans clean and protecting the Grand Canyon. As you can see, these are extremist groups that are causing disruption on a daily basis, all under the guise of climate change.
Yeah. You know, we know that the federal law, Caitlin, doesn't allow foreign nationals and governments to give money to candidates or to political committees. But there are legal loopholes here that have allowed these influence campaigns to impact policy and our politics here. What do we do about trying to close those loopholes?
Absolutely. There is so much that can be done at the state and federal level, and we have been working with legislative leaders to close all these foreign influence loopholes because, as you said, foreign money can't go to elections or candidates or outside committees, but they can go to all these adjacent outside groups that promote electoral tools to advance their causes. That is a huge problem. But fortunately, just this week, the U.S. Senate stepped up, led by Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee, and introduced legislation that would say no foreign funding and all these related electoral tools like ballot harvesting, get out the vote campaigns, and especially state at ballot issue campaigns.
I gave a lecture at the University of Tennessee the other night, and I asked a number of the students there how many of them knew someone with climate anxiety. You know, how many of them had a classmate who was suffering from this, and quite a number of hands went up. So all of this is working. What is the ultimate goal here? Is it destabilizing the U.S. economy? Is it political upheaval? Is it degrading the mental health of the population? What do you think is really driving this?
Look, I think it's all the above. As you just outlined, I mean, that is foreign propaganda at work in our colleges and universities, paid for by these foreign activists. And it has trickled down from the top to the bottom. And that's horrible that it's ended up in these colleges and universities. But when we take a look at the money flow and we see exactly where the foreign money is going, it is extremist things like trying to work to ban private cars, trying to get Americans to eat less meat and less dairy and shift to plant-based diets. These are extremist things that Americans, by and large, don't agree with, But yet this foreign climate activist propaganda is working and it's at large. And that's why we do need to work together to shut off the foreign funding, whether or not it's coming into the nonprofit sector, ballot issue campaigns, and elections once and for all, because it is a dangerous, slippery slope. The more we let foreign money come in, the more it's trying to erode our democracy and bring around an activist agenda.
One of the groups receiving funding from these foreign groups is the Environmental Law Institute, which works to educate judges on climate litigation. President Trump, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, they've cut funding, or they've cut off the federal government's work at all with ELI. But this is not just something that the federal government needs to do. Is it also something that the state governments need to be engaged in as well? Because a lot of these groups may also be getting taxpayer money here in the United States.
Absolutely. We really need to attack this foreign money at the local, state, and federal level. And a lot of states are fighting back, particularly on the issue of saying no foreign money in state ballot issue campaigns. We've got other leaders like Florida that are passing legislation trying to prevent foreign funding coming into their nonprofits based in Florida, particularly from countries of concern. But really, we would need to take it one step further and say no foreign funding from whatever country if it's going to come in to these institutions and sow hate and discord in our states and on the federal level.
All right, real quick exit question. Where can people find the report? Where can they read the data for themselves?
The report is available on americansforpublictrust.org. We have an appendix at the end of the report. If you see a group acting in your state and you would like to know a little bit more about where they are funded or where the money is coming from, there's a good chance it is foreign funded. So please take a look at that report at americansforpublictrust.org.
And contact, if folks out there, if you see activism going on, contact the organization too, and they can give you some additional information, I'm sure. Caitlin Sutherland, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.